Hare Krishna and welcome to day 17 of the Elemental Reset program. And today is day 3 of week 3, that is the fire week. And I truly hope everybody enjoyed having some fun yesterday. And today I want to begin with something very important. I really believe it is essential to celebrate. When you accomplish something, even if it is something very small, and as you move through this program, I hope you are taking time to celebrate the insights you're gaining, the clutter you're clearing, and the commitments you're making. And no matter what, no matter how tiny they seem, even a small step forward deserves celebration. So, because when you celebrate your efforts, something very powerful happens internally. Your system begins to associate spiritual growth with joy, not with suffering or struggle. Many people unconsciously link inner work with pain, with discipline, guilt, or doing more. But celebration conditions your mind and heart to feel that growth is nourishing, alive, and life giving. So, if at any point you've told yourself, I haven't really been doing the program properly, so I might as well quit, I want to hear I want you to hear this very clearly. It is already working. The moment you committed, the moment you joined the group, the moment you started listening to this, the moment this program started, it began working in your life. Even if you missed days, even if you didn't do the exercises exactly as instructed. I am personally not able to write in my process journal every day. So I can say this with complete confidence because I have also received so many messages from people who shared that powerful healing experiences happened even when they weren't doing everything perfectly. And those experiences often coincided exactly with what we were working on collectively in this program. So that's the beauty of this work. It doesn't demand perfection. So instead of focusing on what you didn't accomplish, I invite you today to celebrate what you did do, no matter how small it was. And I also want to gently remind you to recommit to the commitment you made on day 2 even if you slipped. So, I want to share something personal from yesterday. Normally, when I'm in public spaces, I keep to myself. I don't usually talk to strangers, I mind my own business. But yesterday, I noticed a mother trying to feed her child, struggling with her dupatta, slipping again and again. And something in me nudged me to speak, perhaps because it was yesterday's activity. Remember? Do something that you would usually not do. So I shared a simple suggestion with her about adding a button or using a poncho style wrap to make feeding very easier in public places. And my husband looks at me and he goes, what's gotten into you? You usually don't talk to strangers. And honestly, my heart was racing. And she didn't really take that suggestion. She said she knew about it and preferred it to not use it. And that was okay. What mattered wasn't her response. What mattered was that I did something I usually wouldn't do. And that was yesterday's activity, stepping outside an old pattern. And even if it nothing big came out of it externally. Something shifted internally. That's why I keep saying, even listening to the activity, even reading it, even letting it sit in your psyche, it works. You don't have to write it in your process journal if you don't have the time every single day. It's wonderful if you do, but it's not compulsory. Just listening, just showing up, just being willing, that already plants the seed. So today we move into something deeper. Today is about facing the shadow. We all have parts of ourselves that we don't want to acknowledge, parts we don't want to take responsibility for. And this is what is called the shadow self. Often we are so disconnected from these darker inner realms that only way they surface is through projection. When we unconsciously cast these paths onto others and then react strongly to them. For example, someone who's constantly encountering hostile people, wherever they go, they may have suppressed hostility within themselves, even if they genuinely believe they are never hostile. Now, this does not mean they are lying, it simply means they are not aware. There is a personal principle that I follow. If I'm deeply irritated by a quality in someone, then that quality exists in me. somewhere in some form, as a tendency, as a past behavior, or as a suppressed possibility. For instance, I don't get very triggered when I find somebody stealing something. Okay, I can observe it without any emotional charge. I recognize it is wrong. I don't say that it's okay to steal, but I recognize it as something wrong, but I can observe it without being emotionally disturbed or charged by it. But lying, that triggers me, that really triggers me. And that tells me something important, that there is a relationship with truth inside me that needs honesty and examination. And if the mirror didn't exist within me, I wouldn't react so strongly. And this is not about shaming yourself, it's about honesty. If you want to see the nature of your shadow, simply observe your judgment. Observation is neutral, judgment is charged. And whatever you judge strongly in others is often something you have denied or not accepted within yourself. So today's process is about beginning to own all parts of yourself, light and dark. When you do that, something incredible happens. You become more whole. Yeah. So the affirmation of today is, I unconditionally accept all parts of myself. And let that land. Say it slowly. Feel what is resisting and let that resistance be there too. I unconditionally accept all parts of myself. So today, I want you to become aware of every time you judge someone or something in a negative way. And when that happens, gently ask yourself, could this trait be something I have shown in the past? Could I be showing it now, even subtly? Could I have the capacity to show it in the future? This is not about self blame, it is about self integration. And now we come to another very important part of today's work, that's the language of should. Self criticism is a major part of the shadow self. Should, it always carries guilt. It implies that you are already wrong. So today, I want you to make a list of all the things you feel you should do. And then for each one, ask, who says I should? Why should I do it? Where did this belief come from? And see if any childhood memories is coming up, or any parental voice, or any social conditioning. And now rewrite each statement as, I could, I could do this. Replace the should with could. And then at the end, add, but I choose not to at this time or in this moment. For example, I should reply to messages immediately. Okay. Instead of that, you can say, I could reply immediately to all my messages, but I choose not to at this time. Or even more honestly, I would love to reply immediately, but I choose not to. So this restores choice. And when you take responsibility for your choices instead of drowning in guilt, then you gain freedom. Yeah. So today is not about becoming better. It's about becoming whole. Accepting your shadow doesn't make you darker. Don't run from your shadows. It makes you real. And without, there is a freedom and acceptance of the shadow. There's a wholeness, there's a vulnerability, and there's an openness so powerful. It can it can just open unlimited possibilities. It just breaks the door of hurt. Nothing can hurt you once you're open to wholeness in you. Yeah. So be gentle today. Yeah. It it's where real transformation begins, when you start accepting shadows. It's a very powerful activity. Be honest and celebrate yourself. And remember, this fire week is not there to burn you, it is there to illuminate you. All the very best for today. Take care of yourself. Hare Krishna.